Yeah, here's how things are started in the morning. We have this brine shrimp hatchery. There's no air at all. It's got chambers to keep the eggs from the live brine, which are in the basket. And this is how we feed them daily. They get this at least 3 times a week. Put my basket back in here. And these fellows are going to be eating quite heartily. There's our little Cherub angel. You can see him darting at the live brine. It looks like little dust in there. It's pretty small, but it does have some nutrient in it, especially when they're first hatched. So they're now eating their live brine shrimp. Everything's just barely waking up. The light's been on not even a half hour yet, so things are still closed. That's normal. Here's the whole tank. It does have, interestingly, just a blue light on. I did that partly for an algae control, as well as an experiment. The tank is way overcrowded. You should have just 1 or 2 fish in a 14 at best. We've had the Cherub angel since September. This is now January. If you look at an earlier picture of this fellow, and look at his tail. Now, it's hard to see, I know with him moving, but it's larger and filled out. When I got him back in September, he had a very tiny rear tail. Look at one of my Cherub angels. I believe I got him in September. But anyway, look for an early video of him, and it's hard to see it, but his tail was really small. So he's filled out nicely. Here's the important thing on my setup. I feed these guys 4 times a week. Not every day. Tuesday and Wednesday I feed them back to back. The reason for this is because I don't want to foul the tank with too much feeding. The whole thing you have got to figure is a living organism. It's just a standard BioCube. We even have the old-fashioned bio balls in the middle with some sponges in the back and the first entry. The center one has the bio balls. Now algae is not really a bad thing. It's just you want it under control. So the blue lights help tremendously, and the tank is nearing 11 months. So this tank is quite aged. There's a pretty good flow in the back, hardly a blast, but there is some fairly decent movement there. See, the back wall is really filled up in the back. We don't have as much rock as you might expect. The thing is, my mushrooms, I like those, and I have a lot of fun with the pipe organ soft coral. Sand is not thick at all. I wouldn't say it's more than well under 2 inches, if even an inch more at best. There is a dwarf octopus down here somewhere, and he eats the hermit crabs. He's a dwarf pygmy octopus. He doesn't get big. He is over nearing 6 months, and he really shifts the sand around. And we feed him hermits about 5 or 6 a week. Now when I do feed these fellows, they are fed 4 to 6 times a day of what they will eat. Now they're going to be finishing off with flake foods, but I'm going to wait until I do that. And then I'll give them frozen food. They're fed a lot, and then skipped a couple days through the week. And they do quite well. I like multiple feedings. They eat everything in about 1.5 minutes. I do not get over 2 or 3 minute feedings. That's way too long. I give them about 1.5 minute feedings. So that's how we've done it. Maybe that'll help someone that's we had a party asking about the Cherub angel.